You're listening to the Career Plus Life Catch-Up, episode number 71. Welcome to the Career Plus Life Catch-Up, a show anchored in reality to help you create a balanced life where you enjoy both your work and your life, because you don't have to choose. I'm your host, Cecile Ferry, a corporate executive turned coach and working mom. This is your place for insights, advice, and tools to optimize your career direction, balance, and confidence. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get into it. Hello, beautiful people. How are you going this week? I hope things are going well in your world. I am back from a beautiful little retreat that I did for myself. And I just want to share here because we don't do that normally. And I got so much out of it. And I felt amazing throughout that time. And it wasn't, that hard. I just booked myself one night away when I didn't have my daughter instead of staying home and doing the task around the house and doing my little things. And I took myself to a place that I really love, that really aligns with me as a person. And I didn't really have a set agenda. I took my journal, I took some books, I took pens, I took my computer, and I just sat with myself. And I did what I felt like. And I can't tell you how amazing those 2 days have felt for me. How regenerated from the inside out I feel. And how much clarity I got on so many things in my life. It was crazy. It was like once I allowed myself to be there with an open mind, I had disconnected. So I think it's important going away from your normal environment. Things just starting to just land and rained on me in my head. What about this? And what about that? And you just see so much more clearly who you are, what you need, what needs to change. And it was like the insight just kept coming. And the more they did, the more energy and excitement that I felt. And at the end, it was 2 beautiful days where I felt like I have really reconnected with myself. I hung out with myself. And it felt really, really good. So I cannot advocate enough for you to do the same this year as soon as you can, even if it's just half a day. Because in our busy modern lives, there is no time for that. Those things do not happen in 15 minutes in between 2 things. I know it will take time and maybe it takes some money, but that is such an investment in yourself. I can vouch for it. And I really encourage you to take that time this year as soon as you can, so you can understand, you can hear yourself. And that is the best feeling, I tell you. When you can connect with your intuition, with your true self, it feels amazing because it feels like you're at home. It feels like peace. And honestly, I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to go back. So I really wanted to share today. It feels like off the topic, but you will get to see after today's episode that it is about knowing ourselves in order to fill our lives with the right things. And doing that retreat absolutely enabled me to do that. And this is why I'm coming here to you today, because I've got so much inspiration to share that came from it. And today's topic is in keeping with the last episode that I did on the year 2023, number 70. So if you haven't listened to that one, go now, pause this one, go back, because you will help understand this one better. So in that episode, I talked about 2023 being a year where we need to start taking action again and not spending time in the waiting room of life. So today, I want to dive deeper into what that means and how to do that. So you can start your life putting the right things first. You can start your year in a really powerful position so you can have different results this year. Honestly, I think this is something a lot of us need to relearn. I certainly know that I did, especially after COVID, when we have adopted a very different mindset because we had to. As I explained in my last episode, this is about bouncing back and changing our mindset and the way we look at our lives. So I'm going to go further into this today. Are you ready? Let's get into it. So to start with, I want you to grasp the concept that there are two ways to live your life. Either your life is going to fail you or you're going to fail your life. Let me describe. Way A is to go with the flow. It's to adjust your life based on what's thrown at you, what's happening around you. It's to attend to others' needs. It is to quote unquote manage, really, and do what you can. It's about filling your days with what's coming at you. It's being at the mercy of circumstances and reacting to those. And this is 95% of people. It's most likely you. And it was me too. And throughout the pandemic, we had to be there because the circumstances were dangerous. And so in that camp that I call Camp A, it's all about more protection. It's about control to preserve ourselves. There is some goal setting, but it is contingent to other things. There is some planning, but it is about making it all work, all fit in. And there is some of that passive waiting, drifting, waiting for motivation or energy to come from external sources. And at times you get momentum, but it doesn't last. So that's one way to live your life. That's the way where life fills you. On the other hand, Camp B, when you fill your life, that is when you decide what you're going to have in your life, what you're going to fill it with, what result. And you hear me here, you can decide. You have free will, you have a choice. And maybe you just need to start there to believe it's possible for you to decide what you want in your life and that you deserve having it and it is possible. It is about having intention, living intentionally and being definite. It's not like, oh yeah, that would be nice. It's, I want this. And it is about goal setting as well. But the goals are super clear. And they're not wishy-washy and we're not backing down even if they don't come through. And we're ready to give it a really long shot in order to get that. It's a life where instead of managing, we create. We prioritize our values and we put in what matters to us first and then the rest flows around it. We're not looking at circumstances, ever. We're not letting that influence us. And that is 5% of people. And we have qualities more like optimism, belief, faith, trust. Once we have goals, we don't back down. We plan as well. But the planning is very focused on achieving the goals. It's not about fitting everything in. And we have that certainty as opposed to kind of waiting and drifting. Like we are driven from the inside and we have a roadmap. We don't know how long it's going to take. We don't know really how to. And we have some fears too. But we are moving forward every day. So which camp do you currently sit in? Is it Camp A, where your focus might be more external and keeping everything going? Or is it Camp B, where you're like, I'm living my life and this is what I'm making happen in my life? And especially with COVID, I think so many of us have spent years in Camp A because there was a lot of survival first, that it is time to shift to Camp B. In 2023, you want to be in Camp B. And this is what we're going to dive into more in this episode. Before I tell you how to do that, let me just add a few more perspectives that really explain why you may be in Camp A and not in Camp B. First one, there is female conditioning. So since we were born, the way that we were raised, the way society, the way the culture is around us, makes us as women naturally take care of things, take care of everything. Take care of the house, take care of the family, take care of our friends, our pets, anything that requires help, because we are naturally, that's our natural design. It is in our genes. Like, we're born a girl, this is what we turn into naturally. So we tend to others and we care and we nurture the world around us. And it will come as no surprise to you that men are more naturally designed to be in Camp B. They decide, they go and do their things, and they don't look at the circumstances, right? We're not designed that way. So we need to know that we're going to have to not do anything unnatural to us, but we can't let all our life follow that, because we also have desires. So we know we're going to have to balance our natural tendency to be there for everyone, to be this amazing, loving, nurturing, connecting person, and also be more like the man and decide and move forward and not fear and not look at what you don't have yet. You know, we need that balance of both masculine and feminine energy to move into the other camp. I will also say that Camp A is a lot safer. And in a way, it is a subtle way to hide out and to not explicitly say we're not going for the things in our life that matters to us because we are scared. You know, I think it's a very subtle way of our inner critic to keep us away from doing things that will potentially challenge us. But we all have those desires and we know them, but we tend to push them down. And we rationalize with so many very perfectly valid arguments to stay in Camp A because we're scared. And therefore in Camp A, we feel like we are busy. We feel like we're doing what's required. We feel like we're kind of, doing well. But the thing is, how excited do we feel? How much joy do we feel on a daily basis? That's the indicator. Most of the time, we might be doing all those great things and being at it all day long, but we feel a bit flat, generally. See how you feel on an average in the last couple of weeks. If you take away special occasions and holidays and the likes, what is your dominant feeling? And that is your indication. And when we are in that space, then we're extremely reliant on external things to come and bring us dopamine. And at times they do, but what happens in between? We're kind of wishing time away. And I'm describing this because I have been in those shoes and I have done that. But I have realized now, and I'm no longer waiting for those things and in between kind of living a half life. And then the third perspective I wanted to bring here is the pyramid from Maslow, which you might know about. If not, go and Google it. So it's the pyramid of the basic human needs. And I was going back to it. And it has a couple of levels. And Camp A focuses on the bottom half of the pyramid. And we need that. There are physiological needs, safety needs, love and belonging needs, where it's about friendship, family, and connection. So we need that. It is part of our core foundation and it absolutely needs to be there. Life will feel us and we will want to get our safety. We want to get our protection and our belonging. Yes, but the problem in Camp A, we stop there and we do not go up in the pyramid where there are two more levels. The esteem, where we get respect, freedom, and strength. And on top, the self-actualization, where we are the best version of ourselves. In order to do that, we need to move to Camp B. And again, during COVID, we all went downhill on the pyramid. And now it's time to build all the way back up. I hope those three additional perspectives about the female conditioning, the safety space that Camp A offers, and the Maslow pyramid help you see that there's nothing wrong with being in Camp A, but that is not everything that you are, and it is not going to bring the best version of yourself. So let's talk about being in Camp B, where you feel your life. You don't let life fail you. And this might be a very different, new, foreign concept for yourself. And that's okay. Sit with that. But question it. Ask yourself, why wouldn't it be possible for me to live that way, to decide that I deserve to feel good on a daily basis, that I deserve amazing things in my life, that it's possible for me to decide and to have what I want. Start there. Because I'll tell you the secret, the right way to live your life so you fulfill and you grow is to do more of what you love. And if I have one wish for you as you're listening for 2023, it's that. I want you to do more things this year that you love. Because I know you will feel amazing. I know it will be a great year if you do that. So put it on a post-it note, put it in your phone. That is your mission. That's your job. Do more of what you love. Because let's talk for a minute why this is a good thing. Think about it. When you are excited, when you are in the flow doing something, you generate energy, literally. Mental energy, emotional energy, like it's coming out of you. And that's the beauty of being human beings. We generate that. We don't just do something and nothing happens, right? Energy is generated. And where does it go? Well, it radiates all around you and it flows on. It is shared, it is passed on. It goes into your work, into your family, into your colleagues, your friends. It goes out into the world. So for instance, when I'm doing this podcast, which I love, today is a public holiday and I'm sitting here doing this podcast because I want to, because I love doing it. It gives me energy. So when I do a podcast or when I write a post, there's energy that's generated and liberated from me and it flows onto you right now and you're getting it. And then maybe it will keep flowing from you to someone else because you will talk about it or you will share this episode. And I thank you in advance for doing that and for sharing this podcast with people. That is productive, right? It's like you manufacture energy when you do something that you love versus when you just manage things. Have you noticed? Do you generate that? Do you generate that feel-good energy? Do you generate value? No, you usually avoid things from happening, bad things from happening. You keep things ticking. You know, you may have a general feeling of satisfaction that you've kept everything going, right? But the thing is, we are on earth to generate that kind of energy. We're not on earth to keep things going and make it through life. You need to sit with that for a minute because that is not what we're told when we're raised. We're told to go, 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 build, 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 grow, grow, grow. And then we get to a point where we're like, what's next? And does this ever end? And if we don't have the feeling, the good feelings, but by design, and that's why we're not taught. We're here to find what is that thing that will generate energy and that positively contribute to the world. So your job on earth is to find what that is and to go and do that. And that's how you feel your life. You fill your life with things that energize you, which in turn energizes other people. So you might need to inspect your own belief about life. If it's about obligation, about meeting society's expectation, meeting family expectations. I hope that you can see by me breaking this down why doing what you love is in everyone's benefit. It's not selfish at all. You actually contribute more when you do it that way. When you know what you love and you go after it and you fill your life with that. So in comparison, we are not here to get back to everybody, to keep the house in perfect order, to tick every box, to put others first, to push ourselves when we really don't like to do something, when it doesn't bring anything to us or even it drains us, to do things out of moral obligation, to shoot ourselves. We're not here to fear things or people and therefore not do it. And we're not here to drift through life. That is not our purpose. Our purpose is to uncover what generates energy for us and to go and do that. And that feels great. So I'm hearing you. You're like, I know, but how do I do this? Because from where I am right now, it doesn't feel like anything like that. And it's okay Take it one day at a time. You're listening to this podcast. You're already part of the 5%. Now you have to take action and you have to change things. So number one, you need to know yourself. And that's where my little retreat was the right context for that. Because you need to be clear on what are your values, is your life vision and your desired lifestyle. Because these are all the things that you love. And when you have that, when you do that, you feel most alive. So you need to find out what those are. And if you can't do it on your own, reach out. This is what we do in life coaching. That is the basis of life coaching. We look at your values, we look at your life vision, we look at what you want in your life in every area, whether it's in career, family, social life, your health, your home, your personal development, your hobbies, all of those things. From there, we find what is uniquely important to you and what lights you up. And it's different for everybody. So ask yourself that. What do you love doing? What excites you? What generates a buzz in you? What feels juicy? What feels great? And don't feel guilty about any of it. Because it may not be something that you consider worthy or you consider right to do because it doesn't generate an income or it means you're spending money. There is a gift in that. That is what you're here for. So hobbies are absolutely part of those things and the things that you love doing. But that is the first piece. You need to know what you love in order to put that into your life and to fill your life with that. And if you have no idea, have yourself a little retreat and listen to the answers because they are there. They're just covered up in a lot of belief as to why you can't, why you shouldn't, why you don't deserve, why it's not right, based on parental and society's conditioning. And you need to literally kick that out for 2023. Because how do you want to live your life? Do you want to continue that way? Or do you want to show up as the unique person that you can be and really fulfill your deep self? Step number 2, once you know what you love, you need to fill your year with that. You need to put that on your calendar. It needs to happen every week. And number 3 is if you don't know what it is, or if you know what it is, but your life looks very different from that, then you need to embark on a journey of change. And start with one goal at a time. You're not going to change every area of your life. You start with one. If it's career, go and get career coaching, because with that you will build a plan and it will happen. You have someone to be accountable for when you will feel like going back into Camp A and letting life fill you. Right? It's hard. Our tendency in human beings is to stay in Camp A. It's, as I say, much safer. So you need someone to bring you back into Camp B every now and then. And coaching does that. Starts with 6 sessions. For 6 months, you will stay in Camp B. Can you imagine what that will do for your life and your career? So that's career, for instance, if it's something in your life. And that is different from what you're living right now. Ask yourself, what is 1, 2, 3 little things that I can do right now that will bring me closer to that life? That will start. What little pieces of that life can I add into my life right now? So you won't have the whole picture, but you will be closer. And that's how you got to work. Closing that gap, deciding, being intentional, moving forward. So you need to make a plan. You need to schedule and you need to get the support so that you get there. And that is so worthy, my friend. I really want you to hear that. You can fill your life with what you love and you will reap the benefits and everyone else will benefit as well. So now we're getting to the end and wrapping this up. And I know when you're listening to all of this, you may think, if only it was that easy. And it's not easy. It's actually quite hard because we have to fight our normal tendency to stay in Camp A. But it is simple, i.e., when you actually push yourself to do that a little bit, when you push against your natural tendencies, it doesn't require extra strength and things that are way beyond what you're capable of. Not at all. The hard bit is to get out of the habit of letting life happening to you, is to decide. But you will see, it's actually quite simple to put one foot in front of the next after that, especially if you're supported by a coach. It does take time, it does take effort, and it does take commitment and recommitment, because life will happen. Those circumstances we're not looking at, they may come. And then suddenly you have less time, less energy because of other things. But that's when you need to recommit. Of course, are going to let life happen. I didn't say ignore life, but don't wait and don't let that feel everything. You go forward and you keep committing to it. And every week you bring yourself back to that. And that's why doing a vision board can be really helpful, because it keeps you present to what you love in your life and what you want more of. And it can be a visual vision board. It can be words. List your values so you know exactly which one they are. Like mine are so top of mind. I don't need reminders. And every week I look at my planning and I look at what comes to me and I'm like, yeah, I need more of this. I need more of that. I make sure I kind of top up all my values buckets, so to speak. And then life happens all around it. But I got my fun. I got what is fulfilling for me and for my heart. And again, can I tell you that this is the point of life? The point isn't to just kind of survive as best as we can or to build as material success things. Because we know eventually things don't have the real power to make us feel a certain way for more than a limited period of time. So the point of life is to move from where we are today to what we love that we don't have yet. The point is to learn and to evolve and to move towards what we would love to have and be. So this is the year to move up the pyramid of Maslow. Decide what you want in your life and move towards it every week. Be intentional. Don't lose your focus and be part of those 5% that maybe will get to 10% by the end of the year, and see the results come December. This is life. Are you coming? And remember, I am here to support you and making this a reality. And I couldn't be more serious. And I know this works. So if you want results in your career or your life, reach out. Go on my website at careercatchup.com. There are links in every episode that you can reach out to me and tell me where you are and what you need. Thanks for being here. I wish you an amazing week ahead, month ahead, full of the things that you love. Take care, everybody. I will speak with you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to find out more information, you can visit my website at careercatchup.com. There you will find blog articles, free resources, a self-study course for your career direction, and ways to work with me. It's at careercatchup.com. I hope to continue to connect with you and support you. Talk to you soon.